Right, hello. So my name's The Business, as you know if you watch my other three vlogs. Because I noticed they've got over 70 watches. Two of them's got over 70 watches, so people are obviously watching them. So you might be one of them. If you're new, my name's The Business. Hello. So yeah, today I thought I'd go back to talking about issues and problems and giving advice, because I was thinking about the kind of business I want to do when I'm older, because that's partly why I'm called The Business, because I'd like to get into business at some point. And I thought one of the businesses people do is helping people, not like charity and that's for I don't want to do charity. I'm not interested in that, but helping people. You get those books how to stop smoking. I think smoking is disgusting, as I said in my first video, so I don't do that, so I don't buy that book and spend my money on it. But there are books like Stop Smoking or Make Your Life Better, and people read those and pay for them, and that's like a business. So I thought one thing I could do is give advice on people's lives, and that's kind of what I did with my poetry one. I told people how to write, not write poetry. That's a whole nother vlog. How to read it properly. So this one I'm gonna give advice about something different. And what I'm giving advice on, it all started because we were in having dinner, me and my mum and my dad and my little sister and my older brother, my family, and my dad said that his dinner wasn't very nice, and mum said, you can't say that, I worked really hard on it. And my dad says, I don't care if you worked hard on it, it doesn't change the fact that it's not nice. And she started crying, and he told her to shut up, and she started crying even more and left, and it was quite bad. So I thought I'd give advice on what to do when someone starts crying and that. So imagine you're at school or university and that, or at an office, and you see one of your colleagues or your schoolmates or your university mates, you see them crying and they're really upset, and you don't know what to do. They're proper sobbing into their hands, and there are tears down their face and that. Then I've come up with some things that you can do to help them out and to make them stop crying and fix what their problem is. Because I've always found when someone's crying, I've always observed that there's a reason that they're crying. They're not just crying for fun, unless they're a professional actor in a film or a play or something, or on TV. So I got my advice. I got them on this this piece of paper. Well, actually, it's not a piece of paper. It's an envelope, for letters and that. There's still some letters in there, but I'm not going to show you to them because they're confidential information, and they got my real name on them. Well, my other name, I should say. So here is my advice. So number one, you can call them a bumder, and you may think that's not a very nice thing to do, calling someone a bumder. Why would that stop them crying? Because some people think it's bad to be a bumder, or I think it's fine. If you're a bumder and they say, I don't care. Just don't go on about it. So call them a bumder. Why would that make them better? So if they don't like bumders, they might think that's a bad thing and cry even more. But some people might think if you called them a bumder, go, why are you crying? You're being a bumder and that. They might think, oh no, I don't want to be like a bumder. If he thinks I'm a bumder because I'm crying, I don't want to be like that. So I'll stop crying until they'll stop crying, and they'll try and act all I'm not bumder, and then that'll be that. But that only works if the person you're talking to and who's crying really hates bumders. If they don't, then like, I don't know, they'll be like, why are you being like that? So you gotta find someone who's like homophobic and doesn't like bumders or lesbos. Like if it's a girl, like I was about to say it only works for boys, but it doesn't actually. If you think about it, you could do it for a girl as well. So like you could say, why are you being a lesbo? Like so they're crying and like, hey Harley, why are you crying? Like you're acting like a lesbo, and she could be like, oh no, I just want to be like a girl. I don't want to be lesbo. So she'll start crying. So there you go. That's my first piece of advice. Call them a bumder or a lesbo, and see they'll start crying, so they don't look like a bumder or a lesbo. And then okay. Number 2, ask someone else to help instead of you. This may seem like it may sound like you run away from this person who's crying by saying get someone else. Like so they're like, I've got a problem, help me, and they're crying and that, and you just go and get someone else. Like they might think that's not very nice. And that you don't care, or that you're being lazy or scared. Like, you know, when you're like scared of something, like I'm quite afraid of spiders, and when I walk in the room there's a spider there, I think to myself like, not happening. So I leave because I don't want to be around the spider. So yeah, so spiders. So like you're running away. So, but asking someone else, to get back to the point, I'd say asking someone else can be a really good idea, because like their problem might be something specific, and everyone's like good at different things. So you might be really good at talking about like boyfriend, girlfriend and stuff. Like so if boyfriend cheating on girlfriend, you might be really good because you've had loads or you've read books about it or something, about like talking about it. So that's fine, and you can give them advice. But then someone might come in with a cut that's become infected, like there's an infection on their hand, like there or something, and like, can you help me? Like, no, you'll probably need to see a doctor because you're not qualified to do that for them. Yeah, so do that for them. So if this problem is like something you don't know nothing about, you could go get someone else who you think's like maybe like smarter than you, or like better at doing the certain things that like would help them start crying. So it's like there are loads of different types of doctors. I mentioned doctors before, but there's like gynecologist who looks at vaginas. There's there are loads of types of doctors basically. And gynecologist is one of those types, but that's the only one I know because I'm not interested in doctor stuff. So yeah, so someone else might be better than you, so ask someone else to help them start crying, and it's quite a good thing to do. Because some people like to help people just to get glory. So this would like prove that you're a nice guy. Not that for like you shouldn't need to prove it. You should just be nice, not like in a kind of Derek way, like that program Derek, but it's like kindness is magic. Like I think that's a bit much. Like kindness is not magic. It's just a thing. Like there's nothing like supernatural about it, or like it's not like a spell. You're just like nice to someone and they say thanks, and that's about it. So like yeah, so it's being kind. So ask someone else. So that's number 2. Number 3, and this is not my favourite. Ignore them. You might be thinking, "Whoa, that doesn't sound very nice. Like, why would you ignore them? Like, that's a horrible thing to do." And like, I would say, sometimes when people are crying, they like want to be alone because like they look like all messy because they're crying. Like, you know when your eyes go all puffy like that, like when you rub your eye. Oh, I'm doing it now to show you. Okay, you can really see it on the camera, but it's like it goes all puffy and red, and I think that sometimes like your eyes do that when you're crying, and it makes you like ugly, so people like you wouldn't want to see people because they'd see you being ugly and that. So yeah, and also you might want to ignore them because you don't like them. Like if there's someone who's been right mean to you and called you a bumder, or like stolen your millions, your packet of millions in little sweets because they're right nice, and you've like bought them and then they stole them, and you're like, where are my millions? And anyway, so yeah, like if they've stolen your millions, you might want to ignore them because you might like the sight of them crying. You might think like, that's a good thing for me, even though not for them. Now I know that's quite selfish, and I wouldn't want my little sister to do it. Like, I'm going to tell my sister, like, after this video, I'm going to, like, if I show this to my little sister when she's old enough to understand it, because she's only like little now, I'm going to tell her to ignore that one. But for some people, like, it might look like phony. Sorry, it might look like phony if they're like being nice to someone that they don't like at all. Like, it might look really stupid, and I don't know why you do that. So yeah, so number 3, ignore them. It might work, it might not.